Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique War Game Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a painting video. I usually have a Monday painting video, which is voted by you guys from the weekly Wednesday. But from time to time, I just go another painting video, just sneak it in the week. And I was contemplating what to build. I was going to do a let's build video. I didn't know what to build, and I looked at the table and I said, no, there's just too many models here. Let me pick something up and start painting it. So I've decided to paint these guys. These are the Flammers of Tzzentch, the games of in 40k Daemon Army or AOS. So first thing I'm going to do, you can see they've been undercoated black and then grey says sprayed. First thing I'm going to do is get some black paint and just paint the trim of the bases, and then I'll come back to you then. So first of all, I apologise about the rain outside. It's come down quite heavy. So as you can see, they're grey seared. So that means I'm going to be using contrast paint to start off, the basis of everything. Now I'm not gonna freak anyone out like I did with the bloodletters. For those who haven't seen the bloodletter video, you go check it out. But I started with a dark blue and then brought them up with the red. But I'm going to start with Talizar blue for these Flammers. And what I'm literally going to do, so I'm going to go for every part of the flamer I can, but try not to get the tentacles and stuff. If I do, it doesn't matter. I'm going to try and get, I don't want to get all the flames and I don't want to get the bits at the bottom. This is the way that I'm going to do it. I want to get all that muscle on his belly, because he hasn't got a 6-pack, he's got like a 12-pack. Get the arms, all of this up here, but I don't want to hit the flames. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of that, and then I'll come back to you when they're done. Right, so they've had the coat of Talizar blue on. Now I'm going to come with some Fallopius pink. Now, these are still wet. So what we're doing now is we're going to wet blend 2 contrast paints. So you go, what the hell are you talking about now? Let me show you. I'm going to take some on the brush, and I'm going to hit the tentacles. Okay, so as I hit the tentacles, some of it's still going to be wet with the blue. So as it goes in, it blends itself together to give you a nice alternative colour, the two of them mixing together. You can see on that bottom tentacle, it's got a bit more blue. Just drop a bit more paint on that. So as that dries, that's going to give us an absolutely, I think I got too much on there, but as that dries, that's going to give us an absolute lovely colour. So I'm going to do the rest of their tentacles on the other 2 guys and this guy, and come back to you then. Right, so on my wet palette, I'll run you through the whole wet palette. I have some corn red, some Flammers yellow, some Uriel yellow, some Troll Slayer orange, some pink horror, and some Lovehern blue. Now I'm going to take said model. So look at that first. See how that's blended nicely. If we don't like that result, don't worry, because the next stage is going to be, we're going to sort it out. Now the only thing at this point is you have to look out for, if you're looking under his arm there, you see a bit of white sticking through. Same as here, the front of his mouth at the front. I missed that, but that's not a big issue because we can do that afterwards. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some corn red and I'm going to hit all the flames. So what I'm going for is all the flames hanging out of him. I'm going to get all that done, and then I'm going to come back to you to show you where we are. Right, so here we are with these guys now. Now I went over a bit more with the blue and just done a bit more Talizar blue here and there, and the bits that I missed. So you could chuck these on a table and away they go. They're not the greatest, but you could chuck them on the table and away they go. I wouldn't call them battle ready, but I'd say you could put them on the table like that. So what I'm going to do now is come in with some, water down some Uriel yellow. It's a layer paint, so don't panic about anything. And I'm going to come in and just give it a quick once over on all the edges of the flames. Now the corn red is still a little bit wet, which is what you want. So again, you're wet blending again. The reason you want it wet is so when it dries, it mixes into each other and just looks like a natural progression of the flame. So I'm going to do a few more bits on camera and then go off and do the rest off camera. I really watered that down as well, so it just does sit and blend in there nicely. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of that and then come back and for the next colour. So with two simple colours, you can look at that. That's just the yellow and the red, corn red. So you can see the top here where it's mixed together, blended nicely. You can see here where the red sort of dried and it's giving me that nice yellow effect. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with some Flammers yellow. Bear in mind, this is still a little bit wet here and there. I'm going to water it down on the wet palette. And I'm going to come in and just flick it around here and there. I want to give that just that brightness of flame. And where I've watered the yellow down, it's really going to just mix in nicely. Notice I'm not getting every single part of it, I'm just getting bits of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a few more bits on this. I'm going to go off camera and then just do the rest off camera and the other two as well. Some cash is going on because it's going to be a bit greeny here. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest and I'll come back to you guys again. So here's where we're at. Really nice looking flames. You could actually leave it like that, but I'm going to just actually take the champion. The champion of the unit is the one with the two arms. I'm going to take him. I'm going to water down some Troll Slayer orange. That's really watery on my wet palette. Really watery. And I'm just going to flick a little bit in here and there. Nothing too tasty. Just flick a little bit. I'm going to leave the other two as they are because they look pretty good. Actually, I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave that little bit I've done on him. I'm not going to bother doing that because I think it's fine the way it is. Any comments or anything, guys, chuck them below. But I'm going to take this guy now. I'm going to go with some horror pink. I'll water that down a little bit. I don't want it too wet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. Just run it along, not the whole thing, not the whole tentacle, just a bit of the tentacle here and there. It's going to give me that nice little, yeah, so bits of that blue, just try and cover that up. Yeah, it is a good one. Set to the two tentacles at the top there, just blue's just saturated it. I'm just going to come in, tidy that up. What that's going to do as well is that's going to really make them pop out even more. So I'm going to do that on the rest of them and then come back to you. Right, so as you can see, they are looking absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is take some Lothern blue. I'm going to rub it off on some bit of tissue. I'm going to come along and I'm going to dry brush. Just want to get all the big raised areas up. So I'm going to do one on camera and then do the rest of them off camera, especially like his knuckle areas and his faces, no, the heads are all on his faces. The heads all on their faces, all on his head type area. I have to be careful because some of that contrast paint is still a little bit wet. It's one thing I dislike about contrast paint, it's so long to dry. Especially for me, because I'm so impatient. Wow, look at that bit in there, still soaking wet. You get the brush and get rid of that. So now I'm going to do the Lothern blue dry brush on the rest of these guys. But things like this is what I'm looking for. So a little bit of white there that I've missed, but just coming in, just gently touching it up, just so it's not as noticeable or it disappears totally. So I'm going to do the rest of that dry brush on the rest of the guys. I'm going to come back to you again when I've done that. Right, there's only one thing left to do. I don't know if it's going to make it or break it. I think they look absolutely fantastic, and I could probably leave them as they are, you know, in all honesty. Let me grab this guy up. There's only one thing that stands out for me, is the teeth. So I've got some Egrex, sorry, no, I've got some Frozen Camo Shade. I'm just going to come in, I'm going to hit the teeth. I'm sort of, it's a shade, but I'm not shading it, I'm sort of just tapping it in there. The reason I'm tapping it in there is I want it to really pop the teeth off even more, make them stand out. No, it really does make them stand out on the model. So I'm going to do the rest of it. There's a few little bits of teeth here and there, nothing too serious. But I'm going to do the rest of them and then come back to you for final thoughts. And there we have it. So I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures afterwards. Don't panic. I actually really like them. I think it's very, very simple, very, very nice. The only thing I would do, there's two things I would do extra. One would be probably like tomorrow, come in with some Lothern blue with a smaller dry brush and just give it a little bit more of a dry brush here and there, mainly on the heads. But it's not essential. And the other thing I might do, which again is not essential, is when the shade's dry, come in with some white scars and just do the tips to make them pop up even more. I might do that, I may not. It's not essential because they look fantastic to me. They're really going to stand out on the battlefield and really catch your opponents, you know, hopefully catch Mark's attention quite a lot because it's the colours. So guys, any comments or, you know, anything you want to say about the video, chuck it below as normal. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing, but helps the channel in a massive, massive way. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it's because YouTube shares this video with more and more people and makes this community, this amazing community of you guys, just grow even more. I'm going to bring you down some pictures. Hit the buttons for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take it easy.